Here, in the heart of Norwich, the cathedral rises as a testament to centuries of faith, art, and imagination. Step into the cloisters, and your eyes are drawn to a curious motif carved in stone: the green men. Faces emerging from foliage, leaves sprouting from beards, some smiling, some fierce. These enigmatic figures have fascinated generations, watching silently as guardians of the sacred precinct and the living land beyond. Green men appear in churches across Britain and Europe. They're usually male faces entwined with leaves or vines, but they are far more than decorative. They embody life, nature, and something deeply mysterious. A connection between humanity and the cycles of the natural world, and a reminder that the spirit of the land endures beneath changing ages of belief. The earliest foliate heads appear in Roman art. One striking example is the Mildenhall treasure, Suffolk, a 4th century silver dish. At its centre is a male head whose hair and beard flow like seaweed. This figure represents Oceanus, the primordial god of water, symbolising chaotic, life-giving forces. Surrounding him is a Bacchic procession celebrating wine, vegetation, and festivity. Oceanus represents the source, the fluid, transformative element of life itself, while Bacchus celebrates cultivated abundance, the joyful fruitfulness of nature. This layered imagery is an early visual language of fertility, transformation, renewal, and the sustaining powers from which both land and people draw vitality. Long before medieval green men, the Celts and Druids of Britain revered trees, groves, and sacred landscapes. They also held a profound reverence for the human head, believing it to be the seat of the soul. Stone carvings in Ireland and Scotland show human faces, sometimes entwined with abstract plant-like patterns. While these Iron Age carvings are not fully foliate heads, they suggest both a sacred regard for the head and the belief that humans were part of nature's life force, participants in a living landscape alive with presence and memory. After the Roman occupation, these ideas merged with Roman motifs. Pagan reverence for trees, water, fertility, and the sacred head fused with Christian architecture, giving rise to the first true green men in the cloisters and churches, a quiet continuity of older symbolism within new sacred spaces. Medieval imagination was equally shaped by stories of transformation and renewal. In the Golden Legend, widely read throughout the Middle Ages, miracles of restoration, regeneration, and sanctified rebirth affirm divine renewal emerging from suffering and decay. Likewise, in Metamorphoses, human beings transform into trees, flowers, and living forms, suggesting the emergence of new life from loss and dissolution. Both traditions express a shared idea: life arises from corruption, transformation follows dissolution, and renewal is woven into the structure of existence. This theme finds clear resonance in the Christian promise of resurrection and eternal life. As foliate heads appear most prominently in the medieval period, it is possible they served as a visual language for these ideas, conveying rejuvenation, transformation, and spiritual renewal through the fusion of human form and living foliage. So the green man may stand not merely as a decorative motif, but as a symbol of rebirth, rejuvenation, and eternal life, a reminder that from decay comes new growth and from endings renewal. By the 12th and 13th centuries, green men appear widely in church decoration. At Norwich Cathedral, the cloisters feature dozens of carved faces entwined with leaves, some serene, some wild. These carvings symbolise the cycles of nature, life, death, and rebirth, and our human place within them. The green man is a liminal figure inhabiting the threshold between human society and the wildness, between life and the mystery of the divine. Across Europe, similar archetypes appear. The Green Knight challenges Gawain, Alcidir guides heroes through trials, and Robin Hood roams the forest, morally upright yet outside the law, i.e. an outlaw, a chosen guardian of the greenwood, a sacred king archetype found in Celtic and pre-Christian myth. a human champion who embodies the land's vitality and balance, standing between order and wildness, echoing older sacred bonds between protector and land. The ITV television series Robin of Sherwood, in my humble opinion, the best vision of Robin Hood there ever has been, embodies this so well, taken together with the hauntingly beautiful musical themes by Clannad. It really does strike a chord. These figures explore transformation, the reconciliation of human nature with the natural and spiritual worlds, and the journey from chaos to harmony. At first glance, green men symbolise vegetation and fertility, leaves, vines and sprouting growth. But their meaning goes much deeper. Scholars trace connections to mystery traditions where water, vegetation and life cycles represented spiritual purification and renewal. The Egyptian god Osiris embodies death and resurrection, symbolising nature's cycles and the soul's renewal. In Christianity, Christ's resurrection mirrors this, life triumphing over death. The green man, like Oceanus and Bacchus, encodes these ideas: chaos giving birth to order, life emerging from decay, the human soul uniting with the divine, and the promise that renewal follows every ending. In this sense, the green man represents our participation in these cycles. Transformation and rebirth not only natural but sacred and woven into the destiny of the land and its people. The symbolic green man is also connected to seasonal festivals, celebrating life, renewal and the overturning of social order. In Roman times, Saturnalia honoured Saturn with feasting, role reversals and temporary misrule. Medieval Europe inherited this tradition in the figure of the Lord of Misrule, a temporary king of chaos presiding over festive disorder before harmony was restored. Over time, these traditions merged into May Day celebrations, where May Queens, Jack in the Green and leafy costumes enacted the union of humanity with the life force of nature, echoing the same themes of renewal, fertility and liminal transformation found in the Green Men of Norwich, and the older rhythm of sacred kingship and seasonal guardianship. In all these rituals, the idea is the same: life must die and be reborn, chaos must yield to order, and humans participate in nature's cycles through symbolic enactment, festival and joy. Taken together, the green man represents the union of the human with the divine through nature and transformation. The leaves and vines sprouting from stone faces are a metaphor for spiritual growth, humanity entwined with the sacred cycles of life, death and resurrection, rooted in the enduring spirit of the land. Water, vegetation and festivity, Oceanus, Bacchus, Osiris, Christ, all converge in this symbolic language. The green man stands as a visual bridge, connecting humanity to divine renewal, nature's fertility and the eternal rhythm of life, while silently guarding the threshold between the cultivated world and the wild. The Green Men of Norwich Cathedral are not merely carvings in stone or wood, they are reminders of humanity's connections to nature, the cycles of life and death, and the eternal possibility of transformation. From Roman Oceanus to Bacchic rites, from Celtic tree spirits to Christian resurrection, from Saturnalia to May Day celebrations, these figures embody the enduring rhythm of renewal and the continuity of sacred relationship between land, people and spirit. As we walk the cloisters, we see them not just as stone faces but as living symbols, guardians of the mysteries of growth, decay and rebirth. They invite us to participate in sacred cycles, to experience transformation and to glimpse our own unity with the divine and the living landscape that sustains us. And perhaps in looking into their eyes, we see not just carved stone, but the living green world around us, ever changing, ever renewing, and quietly calling us to remember our place within its ancient harmony.